Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that moolah, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella, but always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Now listen, big salute to all my day one investors. Big salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. Everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. We on our way to the top, well over 40,000 subscribers, on our way to 50K. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Listen, man, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. And listen, if you merge into this lane, we gonna crash out for sure. You understand me? Now, do me a favor, my G's. Wipe your feet off before you walk into the big house. Make sure you wipe your feet off before you walk into the big house. You understand me? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing every time we go live right here at Grown Man Business TV. Big salute to y'all. You know what I mean? Now, we gonna have a conversation today, man, because, you know, I had to go get the pine saw. I had to go get the squeegees. I had to go get the dish detergent, all of that. We cleaning up the dirty section of YouTube. We about to clean up this closet, man. We about to clean up this house. We about to clean up this sector, whatever you want to call it. All right? So big salute to the chat, man. Everybody that's locked in. I know I see y'all in the DM. I see y'all all over the place, and I'm gonna respond to what y'all asking. But you got to know something, man. It's always a trick up the sleeve. It's always, the smoke and mirrors. You got to be able to see through it. So I'm not going to respond the way y'all want me to respond, but we're going to have a conversation today. But the dirty section, whatever you want to call it, it's time to clean it up. It's nasty work. You know what I mean? Now, big salute to the chat, man. Let's do some customizations to the chat before we get into this. You know what I mean? Before we get into this, we're going to do some customizations to the chat, because the higher ups and the elites are always working. They're always 10 steps ahead. They're always playing chess at the highest level. And, being as though I bring that dope, pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. Anytime I step foot in these YouTube streets, you got to know they paying attention. So one thing for sure, two things for certain, right? We gonna fake out the algorithm. Yeah, we're going to fake out the algorithm, but at the same time, we're going to make sure we customize this chat so that the higher-ups and the elites, they're not able to muffle the message. They're not able to shadow ban the channel. All right? Big salute to the chat, man. We're going to have a conversation today. I know y'all see the thumbnail. I know y'all see the thumbnail and y'all see the title and all that. Yeah. We going, it's definitely a tool that we use when we playing this game. Bam. Right there, you see that. Now, I know you're going to be all in the comment section with your Twitter fingers, using your Twitter fingers, doing all your Twittering and all that, asking questions and all that, with your comments all in the comment section with your Twitter fingers. But make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you tapped into the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. And if not, that's cool. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth and open your ears, and prepare yourself for the purest dope on YouTube. Pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles, no other way. Hit the like button in here. Well over 100 people in the chat already. Hit that like button. Now we're gonna have a conversation, right? Yesterday was my birthday, man. Big salute to the chat. Big salute to everybody. I turned a big 42 yesterday, right? And I gotta say, man, I had an amazing time with family. Bust open a 30 ball yesterday. Yeah, if you look in the post, that's a 30 ball right there. That's a clean 30 ball, a little under maybe 28,000, 29,000. Had a very amazing time with family on my birthday. And big salute to everybody in the post that said happy birthday. Big salute to everybody in the DM that reached out and said happy birthday. Another trip around the sun is always a blessing. Another trip around the sun is always a blessing. So it was amazing, man. And the downloads were downloading. The downloads were downloading. And you know, the energy that I talk about, it's always working. It's always working. The evils are always working because in the midst of my birthday, in the midst of my celebration, you understand what I'm saying? Of another trip around the sun, I'm getting I'm getting bombarded in my DMs about, you know, content creators. I mean, my DM was flooded. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying to myself, like, yo, this is the energies working. This is the higher ups and the elites working. So I go on my DM, you know, I check out what's going on. I see the clips and salute to everybody in the DM. You know, we're gonna talk about that as well. But I see the clips and I'm not phased at this moment. I'm not bothered. And I'm gonna tell y'all, self-reflection is a powerful tool. Yeah, we talking today. This is Grown Man Business TV. We cleaning up the dirty section. Self-reflection is a powerful tool. So anytime you feel some type of way, anytime something is being pushed in front of you, right? Before you react or before you give it your energy, you should self-reflect. You should ask yourself, you know, is this a issue? Is this business? Is this personal? Is this bothering me? If it is bothering me, why? You should ask yourself. It's called self-reflection. And at this beautiful age of 42, it's very easy for me to self-reflect. So I saw the clip, I looked at it, and I self-reflected and I said, you know, I've elevated. Yeah. You know, I don't know what the dirty section, I don't know how the name got put here. I don't know who put these YouTubers in a box, put a ceiling on that content, but I ain't really a part of that. You understand what I'm saying? And I've elevated. You know, I know how it feel to go back and forth with these YouTubers. I know how it feel to do content every day for 2 weeks with a certain YouTuber or a certain content creator, giving all my energy to nonsense. But the consumers, the subscribers, they deep in my DM. I mean, they throwing this one particular clip in my DM and they asking, Gmbtv, is he talking about you? Is he talking about you? Because he didn't say your name, but he did say Virginia, and we all know that Big 757. You the only one on YouTube that's pushing that Big 757. You the only one on YouTube that's repping VA the way you repping VA. So here's the answer. Yes, I said it. He was talking about me. Respectfully. But again, man, when you reach a certain level in grown man business, when you reach a certain level in manhood, you begin to elevate. You begin to surpass. You begin to go to another level where children can't reach you. The babies, they can't, you know, you can't throw rocks at the sun, my G. And that's, you know, respectfully, that's where I'm at. So in this live stream, we're going to address the clip that's in my DM and salute to the subscribers. Salute to the consumers, because the same people that's in my chat be in his chat. The same people that be in my chat, they be in 050 chat. They be in Harlem Legend chat. They be in Bullet Scotty chat. They be in 10 Toes Down. They be in Hassan Campbell. They be in, you know, we sharing subscribers at this point. And the subscribers want blood. They want war. And a lot of you YouTubers y'all ain't even caught up with that. Y'all don't even understand that these subscribers and these certain consumers, they playing y'all against each other. They sending y'all, you know, the guy, you know, 3 or 4 of these people in my DM, they be all in homie chat. They be in his chat. Yeah, the dude, you know, it is what it is. So I want to address that. But I want you to understand that we're going to address this from a higher level, from a higher playing field. It's levels to this. But at the same time, we're going to have some fun as well. Now, before we get into this, I need you to understand, I got no hate for no YouTubers. I wish much success to any and everybody in the algorithm creating content on a daily basis. Zip with the drip, much success. I hope homie goes to the next level. Harlem legend, Bullets Gotti, 050, any of these dudes, I wish much success. There is no hate. There is no malice. Word to the clips, because we doing a whole video. I'm doing a whole live stream tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the clips, and we're going to talk about Virginia, and we're going to talk about Drake, and we're going to talk about this new album. But before I do that, I want to clean up the dirty section. Yeah, I've elevated. There's not going to be any back and forth. There's not going to be, any left and right. It's going to be a direct answer and a direct response. And we're going to have some fun with this, because you dudes got some answering to do. But we're going to clean up the dirty section, man. We're going to clean this shit up. You know what I mean? Because it's nasty work watching content creators spend all this energy and all this time going back and forth with each other. It's nasty work watching you dudes make this content personal, talking about, dead relatives and the way y'all going about it, man. You dudes is slimy, and the world is watching. The world here, bro. We're gonna have a conversation. All right. So what I want to do is I'm gonna play this clip. I want y'all to listen, and then I'm gonna break this clip down, and I'm gonna give y'all some insight. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, is pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles, and I always bring it live and direct. I'm always transparent. So the things homie's talking about, I've already told y'all, but I want to go in depth with this. I want to dissect it. I want you to understand that it's a grown man. We not going to do no arguing with children. As grown men, we don't do no back and forth with the babies. As a big dog, we don't share the food with the puppies. You understand? So I wanna address this. And I want to kind of give y'all some insight, especially with the little homie out there in NYCHA or Brooklyn or wherever, because we not gonna say no names. I need you to understand something. I need you to know that I don't put your name in the it's not in the title. I'm not doing all of that. I don't need clout. You don't need clout. Nobody needs clout. We approaching 43,000 subscribers. We on our way to 50,000 subscribers. We don't need, and I built this organically. That's the difference. And we gonna have some fun. We gonna have some fun with this. All right. So I kept the receipts. And we gonna talk about it. And it was nasty work. I say, damn, homie got all the way to the end of his live stream to try to throw me in there. Yeah, I have fun with this YouTube thing. I have fun with it. I'm gonna talk my talk. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna have fun with this YouTube thing. But we not the same, and it's okay. We ain't gotta be cool. Nigga, we don't know each other. None of us been in the same room, and we gonna talk about that as well. But I kept the receipts. Yeah, NYCHA. Out there in Brooklyn somewhere and all of that. I ain't gonna disrespect, your grandma crib and all that. I ain't doing all that. But, bro, it's levels to this. It's levels to this. And I'm gonna break you down, and I'm gonna break down the dirty section, but I'm gonna break down what we looking at. I'm gonna break down the difference between me and you. Yeah, homie, with the NYCHA on and all that. Yeah, I ain't gonna disrespect your cat. I ain't gonna disrespect your grandmama's house. It's levels. And I've elevated to a whole nother level when it comes to responses and when it comes to content. Hit the like button, man. Well over 150 people in here. Hit the like button, right? Hit the like. Make sure you do that. Wipe your feet off when you come in and do that. I want y'all to open your ears. Listen to the homie. I ain't saying nobody name, but you can listen to the homie. All right? Big salute.
You and Corinne Steffens is the same. Me, I'm one of a kind. There's nobody on here like me. There's nobody on here like me. Nobody. There's nobody on here like me. Hey, yo. If somebody talk about my grandmother that died, they could just mention my grandmoms, my dead grandmoms, like that's all right. I can say whatever I want to say. So niggas like the little nigga from Virginia, right? The little nigga from Virginia was all in my DM talking about he was ready to take a shahada and all that. I don't know how that worked out for you, but you can still suck a dick too, nigga. Respectfully. The little nigga from Virginia, because I seen you in somebody else's comment section talking all crazy, you know what I mean? Talking about zip this and zip that and zip this, but you was all in my DM talking about you was gonna take your shahada and all that. Man, I saw past that shit too, you heard? I saw past that shit too, you heard? Corny ass nigga. Word up, man. Corny ass nigga. Still, if I ever told you suck my dick on the internet, it still suck my dick, you heard? Respectfully. Cut and dry. Cut and dry. Nobody. There's nobody on here like me. Hey, yo.
Now I'm gonna stop right there, right? Let's talk about this. Now mind you, when I seen this clip, I'm saying to myself, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, yo, I seen you in other people's chat or comments, blah, blah, blah. What? So my initial reaction was the old Gmbtv, you know, before the elevation, before the next level, right? And then I said to myself, well, where I'm from, telling the grown man the SMD, that's fighting words. Lil homie, that's fighting words. But we all know on YouTube, in these YouTube streets, that if I put the knife on your cell, lil homie, Lil Nitya, you ain't gonna do no fighting. We all know that, like Blue Boy, if I put the knife on your cell, you don't want no smoke with that. See, you 100% right about that. Listen, you 100% right. It ain't nobody on YouTube like you. It ain't really too many grown men on YouTube that talk the way you talk and then hide your hand. Throw rocks the way you throw rocks and then hide your hand. Most dudes on YouTube, if invited to a fade, if invited to a ring, they gonna take on that. They gonna take that on. So you right about that. You the only dude that I can see that's on YouTube that'll say SMG or SMD to a grown man, right? And then tell them take the knife off the cell and all that. You know, you can suck my dick, you can blah, blah, blah. But then when I put the knife on your cell, you don't want no problems. You don't want the knife. You don't want that work. So, you know, it's a big difference between me and you. And when you get onto this YouTube and you feeling yourself and all that, respectfully, I got nothing but well wishes for your success. More jewelry, more whatever you asking for, I hope you get it in abundance. But when you tell me the SMD, you asking, you know, that's fighting words. That's fighting words. That's something you ain't that's something you not gonna say in person. If we was in the same room, you gonna do the same thing you did when you saw Bimmy and all that. You remember when you was in the club and you saw Bimmy and you got the ducking and diving and grabbing for bottles and shooting out the back door and all that? You remember when you did that? You was on YouTube, you was on this app, you was calling Bimmy a rat, you was disrespecting that man, and when you saw him in the club, you got spooked, you ducked and dived, You grabbed the bottle and you got the hell out that club and you ran home with that bottle. You ran all the way home with a bottle from the club. So again, when you talk like that to me, right? I'm from Virginia, homie. I'm not from NYCHA. I'm not from where you from. We not cut from the same cloth. So if I get on this YouTube and I tell you the SMD, that means that's fighting words. And if you put the knife on my cell, I'ma take that. There will be no extortion when it come to me. There will be no compromise. I don't bend, break, or fold. All right? So we gonna clean up these YouTube streets. We at a point right now that, you know, we not gonna do the same things over and over. Like watching China, watching Zip, watching these YouTubers, y'all already did this. It's like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all already went to war before. Like we not gonna repeat the same cycle. So salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody that's in tune. Understand it's a big difference from a puppy and a big dog. And little homie with the NYCHA hat, that's puppy child. Yo, I seen you in the comments. You saw me in somebody's comment section saying what? Saying what? And if you saw me in the comment section and you didn't like what you saw, then it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. All right? But anytime, it's just like when you listen, let me tell you something. When we was coming up, they say, yo, you pull out the ratchet, you use it. You pull out the ratchet, you use it. You call a man out his name, you tell a man to perform sexual acts on you, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how easy it is for you to tell men to SMD you, right? But if you say that to a man, then you can't leave the knife on the cell, little NYCHA. Yeah, you can't leave the knife on the cell. You got to take the knife. You got to take the knife, man. Before we move forward, I want to say something, man. The DMs and the emails are flooded. Listen. The DMs and the emails are flooded. I got some very, very wealthy people in the DM asking me, will I get in the ring with Lil NYCHA? For a nice bag as well. It's a nice bag, Lil NYCHA. You know, 20,000. What you know, for 10 3-minute rounds, 30 minutes. They already reached out to me. They asking me. I told them, hell yes. When they reach out to you, Lil NYCHA, make sure you agree to it. But we already know, just like when Blue Boy put that knife on your cell, you don't want that action. Now, it was a few things that he said in that little rant that we gonna go over that. I want to talk about that. And again, we cleaning up these YouTube streets, man. Nasty work. We not with homie. You know, you get on this joint talking about, you know, this and that and that and this, and you don't want to get in the ring for a bag. You got that pussy, man. And we not. That can't be respect. That's another New York City. It's a lot of reasons why the world don't respect y'all, because y'all let stuff like this ride. Y'all let the dude with the NYCHA hat say SMD and then hide his hand. Y'all let little dude with the NYCHA hat talk all crazy, but he don't want no smoke. He don't want no physical confrontation. It's a reason, right? So big salute to the chat. Yeah, some people in the DM and in my emails. I wish I could bring it up, but I can't bring it up right here. But are offering me a nice bag to get in the ring with Lil NYCHA. But I guarantee you, Lil NYCHA gonna figure out any way not to take that action. So I can't really be upset about the whole SMD thing. It's not personal. It's business. You on YouTube, it's business. It's nothing personal. You understand? Now, I want to move forward. I want to give y'all, let's let Lil Nitro talk one more time. Big salute to the chat. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say it again, man. Go ahead.
If somebody talk about my grandmother that died, they could just mention my grandmoms, my dead grandmoms, like that's all right. I can say whatever I want to say. So niggas like the little nigga from Virginia, right? The little nigga from Virginia was all in my DM talking about he was ready to take a shahada and all that. I don't know how that worked out for you, but you can still suck a dick too, nigga.
Let's stop him right there, right? Let's stop him right there. I don't remember ever saying anything about your dead grandmother. So you got me confused with somebody. Yeah, I never got up on this YouTube and disrespected the dead like you and China and y'all, you know, you dudes, how y'all get on this YouTube and y'all disrespect dead people. Never did that. But let's talk about what's around that. All right? Your grandma left you that spot, homie. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. And a lot of people in my DM is saying, yo, you know, he got to say something about the dirty couch, say something about this, say something about that. Nah, I'm not going to disrespect a blessing. Your grandmama left you that crib, which is a blessing. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody is, again, they talking about the couch and they saying he should change the couch. This is what you got to understand. When it's something like that, you're not going to be motivated to renovate that property because it's not your property. So I want to separate the puppies from the big dogs. I want to separate the puppies from the big dogs because y'all supposed to have that. Y'all been out. I was in jail, and y'all supposed to have what you have. And I'm here to tell you, Lil Nitro, just that ain't how it work. It's a lot of people that never been to jail that don't own property. It's a lot of people that never been to jail that live in shelters. Just because we never been to jail don't mean we supposed to have all of this. When you say that, you downplay the people that put that work in, put that grind in to have the things that we have right now. The reason why you have not renovated or changed the couch that everybody's talking about in my DM is because that's your grandmama's crib. That's not your spot. You didn't go and put your name on that property. You didn't go and take and put your name on a lease. You didn't go put your name on a mortgage. You understand? So it's a big difference from what you doing and what we doing and what I'm doing. And just because you was in prison, don't give you no excuse. And I'm going to give you an example. Gillian Wallow, he did 20 or 25 years in prison. Look where he's at. You understand? With positive energy, putting out positive affirmations, standing on grown man business. Wallow came out and he's buying Porsches and chains and all them things that you wish for. Your homie, because I'm going to talk about your homeboy. What's his name? An incarcerated Scarface's reincarnated Bob. Whatever your homie name is, he went to prison as well. Zip is not going to buy a new couch for that property because that is not his property. That is his grandma's property. If his grandma was still alive, his grandma would be living there. You understand what I'm saying? If his mother wasn't in rehab or rehabilitation center, or if his mother was nearby, his mother would live there. Zip, and I don't want to say your name, that's my bad. Lil Nitro with the Nitro hat. If your brother wasn't in prison and he didn't have a wife or a girlfriend, right? Your brother would be living there. That's not your crib, homie. And a lot of people are going back and forth about, this, that, and the third, and I'm not going to do that. That's a blessing that your grandmama left that spot for you. Respect it for what it is, but don't never disrespect what real men is out here doing. Don't never play or downplay what big dogs is out here doing, homie. We ain't living in our grandmama. Nah, that ain't how it's going, homie. And I'm going to tell you something. You get up off your ass. You go out there in New York City and you put your name on a lease. Go rent you your own apartment. Go rent out your own space. And you ain't going to, it's a big difference. It'll be a big difference. Your ass won't even have time to go live because you will be at work paying those high mortgages and those high rents that they pay out there in New York City. Man, give your grandmama some respect, man. Respect your grandmama a little bit more than to be doing what you doing and disrespecting her house and having all type of, come on, you got hookers and all that coming on through your grandmama. Come on, man. And you think me and you was the same? You think you can't speak on me in that manner. All right? So I wanted to throw that out there. Listen, when you get a property, right, the first thing you're going to want to do is modernize the property. You're going to want to renovate the property. You're going to want to take some of your money and you're going to want to upgrade the property because it's your property. But if your uncle leave you his property and he got all his stuff in there, you ain't going to move your uncle's stuff out the crib. If your grandmama give you something or leave something for the family, because it ain't yours, it's for the family. Stop coming on this app acting like, that's your crib because you don't live with nobody. If your grandmama was alive, you would be living with your grandmama. And this is respectfully, because when you have property and you acquire property, the first thing you want to do is you want to upgrade the property. You want to modernize the property, but that ain't your property. So that's why you stay on the couch and you do what you do. And I ain't got none but respect for it. But you can't talk. You can't talk this talk that I talk. You can't talk like a grown man and you still eating puppy chow. You can't talk like a big dog and you still wet behind the ears. Now, let's address the DM. Because this is where it's going to get a little bit wicked at. This is where it's going to get deep. We going to have some fun about this DM, Lil Nitya. I'm going to call you Lil Nitya because I ain't saying your name. You ain't say my name. So I ain't going to put no name on this. I reached out to Lil Nitya. I jumped in his DM. I told him, I like the way he talked about the religion, the Shiite Muslim religion that he partakes in. And I told him as well, this is YouTube, baby. It's nothing personal. It's all business. It's YouTube. It's content creating. It ain't no hating this. I told him that because I'm a big dog. You understand? Zip gave me some good words on that. And I appreciate what Zip said in that DM. See, I'm gonna give you your flowers if there's flowers to be given. Zip didn't jump in the DM. He didn't say nothing disrespectful. He didn't say nothing crazy. He actually, I don't want to say his name, Lil Nitya. He actually said something that was very, very useful. It was very useful. All right. So, when Lil Nitya starts talking about the Muslim faith and, taking your shahada and all these things, I feel like he's very powerful when he speaks like that. When he talks about how sacred cats are. That's why I'm not going to disrespect the pit cat. I'm not going to disrespect the cat because when you look into ancient civilizations, cats were held, they were sacred, bro. Cats, right? So me and him had a little small back and forth. I let him know it's nothing personal. It's all business, right? And I let him know I was thinking about taking my Shahada. You know, we had our little back and forth. And after that DM, I started doing some research on the Muslim faith. I started doing my due diligence because I didn't get faded out of a gang. I didn't go to prison. I wasn't in sex, money, murder. I didn't get faded out. My back wasn't against the wall, which would make me obtain a religion. Now, Lil Nitya is a different story. You went to prison. You was sex, money, murder. They faded you. They got you out of there, right? Probably because of the, whatever, right? They got you out of there and you needed protection. So you found the Muslim faith. That's what most dudes do when they go to jail. They go to jail. They need protection. They become a Muslim, right? Me, on the other hand, I did my due diligence. I started reading up on the Muslim faith. I started looking into the Muslim faith. And what I realized is that I'm bigger than the program. What I realized is it sounds good, it feels good, but I'm bigger than the program. And what do you mean by that, Gmbtv? Well, you got to understand something. I'm not religion banging. I'm never going to religion bang. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a Catholic. I ain't with none of that. I understand and I realized and I came to the conclusion that there's only one God. There's only one Most High. Now, this one God has multiple different names, scattered all over the globe, scattered amongst different people, different races, different cultures. We all have different names for this one God. So after talking to Zip and after talking to Lil Nitya and doing my due diligence, what I realized is I ain't with that. But the downloads kept downloading. The downloads kept downloading. And the downloads told me, look at the examples of Muslims on YouTube. Hassan Campbell, that's a Muslim. Lil Nitya, out there in his grandmama's house, in his grandmama's apartment, that's a Muslim. Look at the representation of Muslims on YouTube. And it's nasty work. It's nasty work. The download showed me, you a part of that? Nah, homie, you bigger than that. Your word is more powerful than that. Nah, you ain't. Look at the exact. So Lil Nitya is a Muslim. Nasty work. Hassan Campbell, a Muslim. So you asked the question, Lil Nitya, you asked the question. You said, he was telling me about taking his Shahada and all of that, and I don't know how that worked out for you. Well, let me update you. Let me update you. That ain't it. That ain't it. Because you Muslims are the most violent. You Muslims shoot each other. Out there in Philly is nothing but Muslims deleting each other. You Muslims partake in homosexual activity. So, you got to understand, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this. Lil Nitya, I'm talking to you like a grown man, homie. I'm not going to tell you the SMD. I'm not going to tell you none of that. I'm going to put the knife on your cell and I'm going to watch you bend, break, and fold. Now let's go a little bit deeper with this with this Shiite Muslim thing. Lil Nightshade used to tell us stories about how him and his brother used to go down there to Mississippi. His mother, his grandmother, his family is from down south. And in the summertime, they used to go out there to Mississippi. Well, when you break that down, what you will understand is that's your culture. The people, go down to Mississippi and see if you find one Shiite Muslim down there talking about Allahu Akbar and all that. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You ain't, so you found that religion in prison. You found that poison in prison. You think because you pray on a rug 5 times a day? You dudes pray on a rug 5 times a day and then get on this YouTube and talk the way you talking. You dudes pray on a rug 5 times a day and then get on this algorithm and talk the way you talking. It's nasty work. Your culture is Mississippi. It ain't one Shiite Muslim down there. You talking about Allahu Akbar. You dudes is speaking Arabic. You ain't fucking Arabic. Real Muslims don't rock with y'all. The real Muslims don't rock with you and Hassan Campbell. You couldn't go over there and get respect with the real Muslims. You ain't Arabic. You Allahu Akbar. Now, here's the fun part. Here's where the fun comes in at. Lil Nightshade, I came into your DM. I didn't come into your DM and ask for us to be friends. I didn't come into your DM and ask you to do content. I didn't come into your DM and tell you how much you inspire me to do content and we should be buddy. But you went in Hassan Campbell's DM wanting to be friends with Hassan Campbell. You went in Hassan Campbell's DM knowing that Hassan Campbell had laid down with Africa Bambaataa. You went in Hassan Campbell's DM looking for a buddy, looking for a partner. Yeah, this is where it get real at. Yeah, you actually, dude was all in my DM. Yeah, I was talking about religion. I was telling you it was all business, nothing personal. You went into Hassan. Listen, let me play something for you. You went into Hassan Campbell's DM knowing that he had laid down with Hassan Campbell. Now, a lot of these jail dudes, a lot of these hooligans, a lot of these gangsters, they got the same vibe and they got the same energy as Boss Man D-Lo, the mechanic. Y'all remember Boss Man D-Lo, the mechanic? Got caught out there in Houston trying to change the oil on the transmission. Yeah, y'all remember I did a live stream last week about Boss Man D-Lo, the mechanic. Dudes like Lil Nightshade, they got the same whip appeal. You knew that Hassan Campbell was doing what he was doing. You knew the whole story about Hassan Campbell, but when you got out of jail, you decided to go into his DM. You decided to ask for help. You act like you didn't know Haas was involved in the activity he was involved in, but it didn't matter to you. You still jumped in. So I didn't jump in your DM the way you hopped in Hassan Campbell DM. And we're gonna talk about this. I want to play a receipt in case y'all don't remember Hassan Campbell's situation. In case y'all don't remember what happened with Hassan Campbell, I'm gonna let Charleston White tell y'all, and then we're gonna look at we're gonna look at Lil Nightshade. Get the likes up to 100, man. Stop playing in the chat. Yo, he came into, yeah, I'm a grown man, homie. I'm a big dog. When I reached out to you, I was considering a religion. I was considering my shahada. But looking at you dudes and the integrity y'all uphold on you, I would never. Same thing with Christianity. I would never. I'm a spiritual man. I'm a part of this 5% that look down on all you religions fighting and warring with each other, arguing with each other about what book is right and what book is wrong. I'm a part of the 5% that understand there's only one God. He just got multiple different names. So I would never. If you thinking about being a Muslim, look at Lil Nightshade and ask yourself if you want to be, nah, homie. Now, again, you hollered at, you hollered as a Muslim, you hollered at Hassan Campbell knowing the mook activity he was involved in. Let's let Charleston White break this down. Big salute. Run the likes up to 100. We talking. And I ain't disrespecting you, but I'm going to check you. I'm going to put the knife right on the cell. I put the knife is right on the cell, homie. I'm Blue Boy today. Lil Zippy, Lil Nightshade. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say Lil Zippy, cause I ain't shooting no subliminal shots at you. Lil Zippy, I'm putting the knife on the cell. What you want to do about it? Run the lights up to 100.
Ain't that man? Ain't that man that he used to be part of the rap crew, and that man was laying him on his belly and pushing that African zebra leg in him. Oh man. Yeah, Bambada. Yeah. No. That's that boy that man was pushing. He was pushing that African zebra leg up in the yellow ass. The big old African legs. You hear me? Nigga, Bambada was a big nigga. And that's that boy. He said that man, he didn't start out just pushing dick off in his ass. He started out, he gave it a turn. I remember what the boy said. It was an interview. The boy said, he said that Bambada was thighing him. Meaning he'll make him lay on his belly and keep his thighs tight together and push that dick up between his greasy thighs. Ain't that man? Ain't that man that he used to be part of the rap crew, and that man was laying him on his belly and pushing that African zebra leg in him. Oh man. Yeah, Bambada. Yeah. No. That's that boy that man was pushing. He was pushing that African zebra leg up in the yellow ass. The big old African legs. You hear me? Nigga, Bambada was a big nigga. And that's that boy. He said that man, he didn't start out just pushing dick off in his ass. He started out, he gave it a turn. I remember what the boy said. It was an interview. The boy said, he said that Bambada was thighing him. Meaning he'll make him lay on his belly and keep his thighs tight together and push that dick up between his greasy thighs.
That what the man said. And Zip, you got out of jail and you reached out to the man that was getting the zebra leg. Zip. Yeah, we gonna clean up the dirty section because it's time that we really separate the men from the boys. You reached out to Hassan Campbell and you could have reached out to anybody in the world. You could have reached out to 50 Cent. You could have reached out to Harlem Legend. You could have reached out to anybody in the world. But you reached out to Haas Campbell. You went into the DM of Hassan Campbell. And I want to give, I want to salute that to Hassan Campbell, because Hassan, he breathed life into your channel. Hassan Campbell, he made you hot. You don't want to give Hassan Campbell the proper credit for making your channel and making the name Zip with the Drip a household situation. But we got to give respect to the man that laid down with Africa Bambaataa for what you got going on. We're going to talk about, look, I got more receipts. Let's let Charleston White talk. Go ahead, talk to him.
He said, I ain't no fucking way he thought of no shit like that. Man, the boy was a kid. He didn't think of it. It happened to him. It ain't just thought. It just came into his head. It was an experience. The man, listen, Bambaataa was a big nigga, and every time, listen, man, he was that man. Say. So my question was, why wouldn't you loosen your thighs up so he can just go through there? He couldn't make you keep them thighs tight, nigga.
Why you ain't? He said, "What? Now. That's not the point of this angle that I'm about to approach. That's we all know what Haas came on YouTube and said about his experience with Africa Bambaataa, right? Now I want to show y'all. Lil Nitya when him and Hassan Campbell was best friends. When you because you talking about DMs and all that. Well, let's talk about it. I went in your DM as a man speaking about religion. You went in Hassan Campbell's DM trying to find a partner. Wanting to create content and all that. You was trying to create content with Hassan Campbell. Now you want to act like, nah. These are questions that gotta be asked. Because you dudes, you get up on this YouTube, you get up on this algorithm, you start getting some motion, and you forget who started you. You forget where you came from. You came from Hassan Campbell. You don't remember when you used to have dudes on Hassan Campbell platform blowing kisses at you? You don't remember when you used to get up on the panel with Hassan Campbell and y'all used to go back and forth and y'all used to do content together? But you want to talk to me. I'm not, look, bro, listen, man, I'm not Harlem Legend. I'm not China Brim. I'm really a big dog in real life. I'm really having things in real life. You don't remember when you was so you already knew Hassan Campbell had mook activity because you said it's mook activity, and then you still got in his DM. Why you ain't holler at Incarcerated Bob and get in his DM? Why you didn't holler? Matter of fact, I got the receipts. Lil Zip, Lil Nitya, I got. Watch this. Look.
That's why that's important, bro. You can win a war. You can win a war. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't win a war when there's nukes out there. When there's all type of electrical EMP wars. What are you talking about? You need 18 to win a war. What are we talking about? You talked for a long time, brother, and I heard nothing but catchphrases. You just said I said that. I heard nothing but story time catchphrases, brother. You just said I said prison time is over. We in the real world now. Your rules of that prison gate, that yard don't work out here fully. You can't activate that Power Ranger shit out here.
All right, so hold on. So educate us.
And you acting like cutting faces. And salute to Hassan. Let me show some respect first to an American hero, Hassan Campbell.
Look. Hey, Lil Zip, respectfully. You was building your platform on Hassan Campbell's platform. Hassan Campbell, the man that laid down and had a relationship with Africa Bambaataa, made you hot, gave you motion. Look.
Brother Zip, you talking crazy. You preaching out, you can't, don't follow the old nigga. The old nigga was all we ever had, nigga. That's the only nigga that ever gave a fuck about us was an old nigga. You an old nigga. This what I'm saying, you don't know what you're talking about. The old niggas so crack. The niggas smoking. You the old nigga, so we shouldn't listen to you. The old niggas so crack. That project shit, that oodles and noodles shit out of here. Gave packs. I support Hassan. Hassan speaks for the children. Hassan speaks for the babies. You speak for the dumb niggas. You know, old nigga. Mouth to wipe the corners in your mouth, my nigga, before you speak to God, nigga.
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time. Hold up.
Yes, sir.
Hold up. One point that the brother, hold up. Slow down. Let's slow down. Because this is getting heated up and y'all both got some points. But one thing that the brother said was that he has a point was Zip is an older nigga and the youth have to respect Zip and they have to respect Hassan Campbell.
Now that's Hassan Campbell's panel. That's Hassan Campbell controlling the panel. That's Hassan Campbell saying Zip and him are older niggas that gotta be respected. That's Hassan Campbell. In the same way Boss Man D-Lo, the mechanic, was out there in Houston with those transmissions and all of it. Oh, I didn't, no. You knew what Hassan was into and you was into it. You knew what Hassan Campbell had been through and you was okay with it. Come on, man. Like, don't, at the end of the day, we gonna clean this up. Hassan Campbell made you. You up here talking crazy about Haas. You got all this to say about Haas, but you was riding with Haas. You was on Haas's panel. You was on Haas's channel. You was rocking with Haas. You knew exactly what Haas was into. Now, again, this is a big dog checking a pup. I'm just correcting a puppy. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes the puppies get out of hand. They get a little frisky. They get a little rowdy. They get a little loud. They barking loud in the house. And sometimes you just gotta, you gotta check the puppies. Hey, hold on, homie. Yeah, you had dude up here blowing you kisses and all of that. Lil Zip, you don't remember? You was a part of the circus. You was down with the Mook situation and all that. Yeah, let's go ahead.
You're older niggas, so now I want both of y'all to make y'all point. I want y'all to make y'all point.
Something right in the Zach, that's all we had. The old timers in our hood.
The old timers
would give us, but they would give us some game too, though.
The old niggas so dope.
Old niggas could get The old nigga was a coon in the house and he brought the books while Master was asleep. He the nigga, the coon that brought the books and taught us how to read, nigga. You wanna act like they did it. It was the coon in the house that they taught to read. He was getting raped. He was getting sexually assaulted and he ate that shit. So you feel niggas can have a life. So you can.
He was getting raped and you was up there on a panel talking about, you was engaging with the Mooks. Man said they was out there getting raped, getting sexually assaulted. And you look.
See tomorrow, nigga. You are disrespectful. You are a fucking zip coon. Google that, nigga. Google the zip coon. That is you.
Hold on.
Let's keep it.
Let's keep it respectful, bro. So the conversation don't go crazy.
This nigga's a bozo.
Let's keep it.
This nigga's a bozo right here.
You was up, so stop acting And you know, we gonna bring this to a close. We gonna land this plane. But stop acting like you wasn't up there with the Mookingtons doing Mook activity, arguing about sexually assaulting men and all that. Stop acting like you wasn't in there with Hassan Campbell building your channel with the same man that was taking that zebra leg from Africa Bambaataa and all. Stop acting, man. And again, I'm not gonna say nothing as long as you leave me out of it. But if you bring me into the fold, I'm gonna clean these YouTube streets up, man. I'm gonna clean the dirty section up, bro. I'm gonna clean it up over here. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna bring law and order to the house. That's what the big dog do. When the big dog come in the house, it's law and it's order. You little puppies gotta start cleaning up the house, man. Yeah, you got puppy chow all over the carpet. You got puppy chow all over the couches. It's time to clean up the dirty section. You was on the panel with Mooks and all that. Look.
Hold up. Listen. On both sides. On both sides. Nobody's gonna get their point down. Respectfully. One at a time to say what y'all gotta say because y'all both have points. Every man of the village has something to say. You let the villagers decide who's right and wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Haas said every man in the village has something to say. You was a man in the village, Lil Zip. You was one of the men in the village. You was a village people. You was a part of Hassan Campbell's village people. Yeah, you was all up there. You was a part of the village people. Look, Hassan Campbell just said, look.
You see what I'm saying? The villagers decide who's right and wrong. You let the villagers decide to say. You let the man of the village have points. Every man of the village. 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 Every man of the village has something to say. You let the villagers decide who's right and wrong. You see what I'm saying? Every man of the village has something to say. You let the villagers decide who's right and wrong.
Every man of the village has something to say, and you let the villagers. You was a goddamn village people. You was a part of the village people. You was a part of that. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget what Hassan Campbell did for you. Don't you ever forget what Hassan Campbell did for your channel. Don't you ever bite the hand that feeds you. Yeah, look.
You see what I'm saying?
People just gotta push him in his face, talking to me like that in my face. I don't let no.
Listen, Zip. When I listen.
I ain't saying he wouldn't have spoke like that. He might have spoke to me like that, but I would have punched him in his face.
Listen, hold up, Zip. I never. I never met this brother. Hold up. Zip. Listen, Zip. Hold up. Zip. I never met this brother. Hold up. Listen, Zip. Hold up. Zip. I never met this brother. Hold up.
So you mean to tell me you was on Hassan Campbell's platform arguing with a mook named Dupreme? Look. Nigga name is Dupreme. And he blowing kisses all at you and all that. He smelled the mook on you. He smelled the homosexual on you. He smelled the jail cell on you. He smelt it on you. You spent the hour on the platform arguing with two men that perform sexual activities with men, and you want to talk to me? You think I'm going to follow that? I'm good. Keep your Shahada. Keep your Islamic faith. Keep your Shiite Muslim. Keep all that shit. I'm good on that. Elevation, baby. Yeah, look. Homie was blowing you kisses and you was catching them. Look. Dupreme was blowing you kisses and you was catching them on Hassan Campbell's panel, on Hassan Campbell's platform. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget it. Yeah, you was catching them. You was catching them on your mouth with all that. I just showed it to you. Now, with that being said, we gonna close out, man. Big salute to the chat. I wanna close out with this right here. It's levels to this, man. And you jail dudes is gonna stop disrespecting the journey. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting the journey to the next level. Y'all gonna stop acting like somehow y'all done came out here and said, no, we put in a lot of work. And you're gonna have to do the same thing, regardless on how you wanna figure it out, regardless on how it pans out. You're gonna have to put in, it's a lot of work. It's levels to this, Lil Zip. It's levels to this. You don't, I know this, right? Zip had a challenge for China Brim. He told China Brim that if China Brim could read the whole article, he would give him $1,000. And if you pay attention to the last 4 or 5 live streams, because I got the receipts in my DM, I got the clips. Lil Zippy is counting the same $1,000, the same 50/20s over and over. He's counting this $1,000. He's counting it over and over again. You understand? And respect. I respect what you're doing. I want you to get your money, but I want you to also respect the big dogs. I want you to respect the work that it takes to get to this level. You're gonna have to. It's no way around it. You want to show us something? Go get your own apartment and put your name on it and pay the first and the last month's rent all at one time and furnish that apartment. Then you'll get some respect. But as long as you in your grandmama apartment, nobody in the real world is going to respect that. You flashing that little $1,000, my G, come on. Real big. Let me tell you something. Right? YouTube is the only way me and this type of dude to be having a conversation. If we was in the same building, I'd probably be rubbing shoulders with incarcerated Bob. Me and him would probably be talking about vacant properties, renovation, flipping property. Zip the little homie over there with the phone up like this. He trying to show everybody who in here and all that. And me and incarcerated Bob is talking about busting down 150, 75,000 a piece. We gonna get this vacant property. We gonna renovate it. We gonna modernize it, and we gonna sell it for 475,000. And we gonna bust that down the middle. I'm trying to get y'all some game on this. It's levels to this. Your homie incarcerated Bob and all that. Yeah. Talk to him about the next level. Yeah, talk to him about the next level. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to show you something because that little foul, come on, man. I posted this on my channel, man, and y'all go check it out. But it's levels to this. Big salute to the chat, man. Let me see what we got going on in here. Let's see what we got, man. You already know what time it is. I want you to go get incarcerated, Bob, and I want you to tell him I'm ready to invest. Go get your homie, man. Go find your big homie and tell him I'm ready to invest, man. Tell him I'm ready to invest, man. Tell him I'm ready to invest, man. I'm ready to invest. I'm ready to invest, man. That's just to show you that it's levels to this. With all that being said, man, let's stop with the back and forth videos and all that. Let's clean up the dirty section. We got a lot of talented content creators. Salute to everybody in the algorithm. Salute to all the Rainbow Coalition, the LBG 123. You know, Zip, you was down with Hassan Campbell. Y'all was DMing. Y'all was close at one point. Respected. Hassan Campbell is who he is, and you was with that. Don't mention me, man, unless you really want to be exposed for who you are. Take your time. Put the work in. Put the grind in. Stay focused on your craft and your content. Don't talk about Gmbtv. Focus on going to the next level. Focus on getting your own crib, your own apartment, your own studio apartment, your own house. Focus on getting out of your grandma's property. Focus on what's important. Don't ever bring me in the fold unless you really want it. I'm not them dudes. I'm going to expose you for what it really is. You type of dudes cannot stand next to big dogs like me. Y'all can't, we ain't in the same, nigga, this is a $600,000 property I'm sitting in, homie. You understand? It's levels to this. And you jail dudes want to downplay the levels. Nah, homie. You know, Call Outs TV, you was used to joke him. You know how much it costs to live in those, you know how much rent he probably paying? Harlem TV. He got, you know how much dog, it's a difference. China Legend, niggas is living a certain way. It's a difference. Go put your name on an apartment. Go put your fucking name on a lease or on a mortgage, and then you come back and you talk to me. Salute to your grandmother. God bless that beautiful woman. God bless that soul. Because if it wasn't for her, your ass would be in a shelter somewhere. If it wasn't for your grandma leaving all that furniture from 1942 and all that stuff in that crib, you'd be in a shelter somewhere. With all that said, salute to all the grown-ups out there that have to put their name on a lease, that have to pay first, last month rent, that gotta furnish, they gotta buy new furniture, they gotta furnish the property, they gotta furnish the apartment. Salute to everybody out there paying property taxes and all that. Salute. Salute to everybody that really had to do it. Y'all New Yorkers letting these dudes come out here and talk, and it ain't just New York, but that's where I'm seeing it come from. You letting these dudes talk to y'all like they got something over y'all, like they did something better than y'all. Yo, y'all slandering dudes with reputations. Nah, nigga, this ain't what reputation. What are you talking about? If you had to pay rent out there in New York City, that's like $4,000 a month for a studio, if you had to really go out there and put your ass to be working in the bodega somewhere. Little Zippy, you'll be making the chopped cheese and bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits in the morning. You got the luxury of faking the fraud the way you fake the fraud due to what your grandmama left you. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing what your grandmama left you. But nobody is going to respect you until you get out there on your own, homie. You 45 years old. And being in jail ain't no excuse. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow. Because Wallow did 25 years in prison. And it ain't no excuse. Shout out to Incarcerated Bob, the homie that be donating to your channel and making sure you got a couple of dollars in your pocket. Salute the incarcerated Bob. He went out there and went to prison, and he ain't living at his grandmama's apartment no more. Incarcerated Bob, when he went to prison, he came home, and he ain't living in his grandmama's apartment. Salute to all the adults out there that really got to go and get it, homie. That really got to stand up 10 toes down and go outside and get that shit. Salute to y'all. And I ain't never gonna let no ex-convict nigga come out here and downplay the workings of real men, the workings of adults. With that being said, watch your mouth, Lil Nitya. Until you get into some grown man business, that little $1,000, man, put that shit in your pocket. Huh? Go get you a motherfucking lease. Go get you a mortgage. Don't talk to me until you make a real move out here. Leave me out of it. I'm gonna approach all subliminal messages directly. Your shit was subliminal. I'm talking directly to you. This is how grown men handle business. Now, Lil Zippy, I just put the knife on your cell. I'm Blue Boy today. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man, you can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap in to this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. I'm giving you this game, Lil Zippy, straight raw, pure dope. No quinine, no baking soda, no fentanyl. I'm not water whipping it. I'm not counter whipping it. I'm giving it to you straight off the brick into the bottles. The shit you doing on this YouTube is puppy child, man. It's baby talk. It's baby talk. The things you doing is puppy child. Don't talk to me until you turn to a big dog. Go get you a lease. Go get you a mortgage. Start making some real moves out here. Salute to you. More blessings to you. I hope you go to the next level. I hope everything you doing is not in vain. I hope that it is able to catapult and motivate and propel you into the next stratosphere. I want nothing but success for Zip, for China, for Harlem, for everybody. I want nothing but success. But understand, homie, ain't no shortcuts on the way to the top. Ain't no shortcuts on the way to the fucking top. Yo, I'm getting money. That ain't no money, homie. You don't know what it is to have to get money. You don't know what it is. That's why you still on your That's why you ain't renovated that property. That's why you ain't upgraded or modernized that property, because it take real money to do that. It take a lot of money to get all that property, all that shit about that apartment, and then put new stuff in the apartment. It take real money to do that. And again, respectfully, you ain't on that level. Last but not least, give thanks to Hassan Campbell for breathing life into your channel. putting you on the panel with those mooks and having them blowing kisses and all that at you. Stop acting like that never happened. Stop acting like you just put in the work. No, Hassan Campbell put you in position. Pause. Hassan Campbell put you in position. Pay homage. This ain't no game, boy. With that being said, you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Hey, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe button. We gonna talk about the clips tomorrow. We gonna talk about the clips. We gonna talk about Drake. We gonna talk about this new album, this good hip hop we about to get our hands on. All right. Let me see what we got going on here. Yeah. Salute. Tina So Fly, salute. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. You in the right place. You know, we just putting the puppies in check. Big salute to the chat. Give me 2 seconds. Y'all already know what we do. Salute to the chat. What it do? What it do? What it do? Hit the like button and all that. Salute to the salute to my wrenches, man. Dresky, I see you in the chat. Miss Love Lace, see you in the chat. Charlie P, I see you in the chat. Salute to my wrenches, man. I want to address one more thing before we get out of here. Because I was just, the DMs were full, DMs were flooded. The chain that everybody's talking about. Salute to Zip for finally getting the chain. Salute to Zip for, getting some jewelry. I know that's what he really likes. That's what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Always be wary of people that hate on you for the things you get and the things you do, and then they do the same thing. So let me give you some examples. Zip used to talk to me and say things about, this dude wearing the big chain on YouTube and blah, blah, blah. The chain, he trying to do this and that, and it ain't about this and it ain't about that. But then when he got his chain, now all he talk about is his chain. So it let me know he wasn't really hating on my chain. He was jealous that he didn't have a chain. And now he got a chain, he happy, right? Another thing, he used to say, yo, y'all showing off that big house and the pool, and you trying to, it's about money and blah, blah, blah. But as soon as he got a little bit of money, he got a little $1,000, that's all he talking about. You understand? So it's going to be people around you and people that see you that's going to hate, and they going to send negative energy towards you. Because it's not because they hate you, it's just that you are a reflection of what they want. Yeah, AP, low key, you motivate them. And instead of them just taking it as motivation, it turns into it turns into a hate. You understand? It turns into envy. Exactly. And I noticed that, when me and Zip first was having our little back and forth on YouTube, that's all he talked about. Yo, this nigga's 40 years old. He got the big chains on, blah, blah, blah. But when you get your chain, you wear it every day. I ain't seen a live stream since you got that chain where you ain't had it on. You know what I'm saying? You wear that motherfucker every day. You make stories about the chain. Zip done took his chain off, put it on a bottle, made a story. You understand? So when I walk around my house, Zip used to be like, oh, he be showing his house off. I'm proud of this. I put a lot of work in for this. You ain't gonna really understand what this shit mean and what work you gotta put until it's time for you to get up out your grandmama's apartment. You gonna really, when it's time for you to get up out your grandma's apartment is when you gonna realize that the world is a real thing. This is not no play toy. This is not YouTube. This is not Instagram. This is not that. It's expensive. It take a big dog to get up out that apartment, to go get your own shit. So when I show you this pool, when I show you this house, when I show you that foyer right there, you used to hate on it. But I guarantee you if Zip get a house, he gonna show his house off. He gonna talk his shit. He gonna say, look at this. And he gonna say, look at that. I say all that to say this. Just because people do that to you, don't let them turn you like that. Just because people envy you, they're jealous, they have this sort of underlying hate for what you have accomplished, you still wish blessings upon them. You understand? You still say, I hope you win, homie. I hope you get to the next level. I hope you get rich. I hope you get everything that you asking for. And that's what I say to Zip. Even though when Zip didn't have a chain, he hated on my chain. When Zip didn't have no money and he was on panels with Hassan Campbell and he was catching kisses from Dupreme and all that, he was talking down on the big house, saying, oh, he just trying to show his house off, blah, blah, blah. Soon as he got $100, he starts showing that little money. Soon as he got $1,000, he been showing that little. He been showing y'all the same $1,000 for the last 2 weeks. Only dudes that get money notice that. Only real men can see that is the same $1,000 from 2 weeks ago. Respectfully. Regardless of what's going on, always give thanks. Always give thanks to the Most High, the only and one God. Always give thanks. Always be thankful and grateful. No matter what these dudes say to me, I'm gonna wish greatness upon you. I hope that I want to see Zip in movies or on TV. I want to see Zip down there with 50 Cent. I want to see Zip out there with Hassan Campbell. I want y'all to go to the next level. But always remember, when you ain't had no chain, how you was hating on my chain. When you ain't have no money, how you was hating on my money. How when you was down and out, you was hating on me. Yo, what type of dude come on YouTube with a chain, showing diamonds? He trying to do this and he trying to do that. Nah. Now it's diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my chest, and diamonds on my necklace. I'm like, damn, this nigga, still got a little chain. And last but not least, Zip, when it's time for you to get up out your grandmama house, man, and face the real world, what you're gonna understand is that the jewelry is just the icing on the cake, man. The jewelry is just the icing on the cake. The jewelry don't mean nothing if you ain't got a house. The jewelry don't mean nothing if you ain't got the cake. What do it matter if you got all this icing, but you ain't got no cake to put the icing on? The jewelry don't, what do it matter if you got a Maybach, but you parking it in NYCHA? What do it matter? What do it matter if you got a chain on, a $10,000 chain on, but you taking it into NYCHA? You taking it into a project building and next to an incinerator and rats and roaches and all that. Real big dogs, like your homie out there incarcerated, Bob and all that, should be telling you, Zip, relax, take it easy, keep grinding, homie. You got a lot more work to do. A lot more work. You got the chain, but you ain't got the cake. You ain't got the crib. You still, nobody is going to respect that. Nobody. With that being said, man, this shit is just trinkets, man. All this shit don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing if you ain't got this. You understand me? This don't mean nothing if you ain't got this. This don't mean nothing, baby. This shit don't mean nothing. With all that being said, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in and you can tap out. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We approaching 43,000 subscribers right now. We on our way up. I had to, yeah, the marble floors and all that. Yeah, the marble floors. Like, you know it's marble down there, baby. Yeah. Every now and then, we got to check the puppies, man. So, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.